Evening, Nikki, Marie, Susie Corbyn. How you doing? Esther, Shane, evening brother. Tommy, evening brother. Leslie, how are you? Sean O'Connor, Alison, Drea, Colleen, how are you brother? Right, Pierce, Alma. Try for a few more. Andy Hughes, Nora, Laura, how are you doing? Kathleen, Tracy Anderson, Paul, Bruce Gray, Tracy Saul, Evening William, James. Right guys, Anne, how are you darling? Sandra. You've all seen what's happened today. Simon's mentioned it earlier. I'm not going to go into that side of it as much as Simon did. I will go into the judicial side of it a bit more, but I won't go into the other bits that Simon did because, you know, that's like repeating what Simon said really, and I don't want to just do exactly the same type of life. I want to do it slightly different. Angela, Debbie. So basically guys, in this country we've got a democratic constitutional monarchy, and that's the heart of our culture really. It's the foundation of what these Great Isles was built on. And today, that heart has been ripped out. It's been ripped out of us. And it's been trampled on by yet another 11 corrupt, treasonous traitors. Yes, that's what they are. These people are the same people who, back when we voted Brexit and that, called for an extension. Now, let's look at the chronological order of events here. And in any court, that's what they do. They start with the chronological order of events, and then they go through them and see basically who's right and who's wrong. So, David Cameron, 2015, called for a referendum, a one-off referendum that was going to be... And how many times did he emphasise it's a one-off referendum? It's a one-off referendum, people. And others, it's a one-off referendum. One vote, that's all you're going to get. One vote, make it a good one, because you're not going to be able to reverse whatever you vote for. Blah, 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 blah. And we all voted leave. 17.4 million of us voted up yours. Yes, thank you for the vote. We want to leave. And ever since then, we've had all this bullshit, what we've got now, where extension after extension after extension. Well, they didn't stick to the lawful, very key this, the lawful and legal democratic vote that this country had. And it's everywhere, the evidence is everywhere, where it says it's a one-off and there's going to be no second vote, no second referendum. That vote is final. Whatever that vote is, we will abide by and we will uphold. It's the constitutional monarchy, we will uphold it. And they haven't upheld it, have they? So what's happened is, Boris has come along, and to stop all these traitors, which they will be doing again tomorrow when they go back in, scheming and conniving behind your backs and everybody else's backs, to stick the knife in even further, Boris prorogued Parliament to stop them doing it. So we was going to leave with a no deal, which is what it said on the ballot paper. You've all seen the clip now of that guy on Question Time where he says, I filled my form in and it said, question 1, do you want to leave? Well, it said question, do you want to leave the EU? 1, yes. 2, no. And I voted, yes, I want to leave. And the man said, it didn't say, now turn over, do you want a hard Brexit or a soft Brexit? It didn't, and he's correct, it didn't say any of those things. It just said, do you want to leave, yes or no? That's all it said. Nothing more. Nothing about any deals. So them reneging on the deal they give us in the first place, because we didn't even vote to say we wanted any deal. We just voted to leave. And that's what should have happened, and it's not happened. So Boris prorogued Parliament. He went to the Queen and got her permission, and she gave it. Now, since then, they've come back, all this toing and froing, and they've gone before these 11 treasonous mongrels in the Supreme Court. The European Supreme Court, because that's how they are acting. They are not acting as the British Supreme Court, because they have also now committed high treason against you, the people. They've committed treason, what they've done, because they are now backing a tyrannous, corrupt government who are puppets for the EU masters. They are now also become puppets for the EU masters, because they have now committed treason against the people, the same as the other 649 mongrels who sit in that parliament. They all ought to hang their heads in chains. Well, they hadn't ought to hang their heads in chains. They ought to be hanged by the necks. That's what they should be doing for treason. We had a vote and it should be upheld, and it will be upheld, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be upheld, because there's no way they are turning us into a totalitarian dictatorship. There's too many good people, there's too many good patriots, there's too many good people who are not going to allow that to happen. So rest assured, yes, we're very angry at the moment. And I feel like going on a proper rant. But I'm not. I'm going to keep me calm, because that's exactly what they want us to do. They want us to lose our calm and start kicking off here, there and everywhere, so they can bring in the PESCO and that before 2020. Because they're only looking for the slightest excuse. But we've got to be as savvy as they have up here, and we've got to play the same game as them. Listen, we're playing the long game here. We've got the Constitution and we've got Article 61 on our side. Trumps everything that they've got. Trust us, believe in it. But it needs the people's backing, guys. It needs your backing. Without your backing, we can't do anything. Because it's got to be a collective. You've got to want it with all your heart. You've got to want a safe, secure, happy future for your own children. Not sit back and let everybody else do it for your children. We've all got to get up and do it, yes, for our children, but for everybody else's children as well. We've all got to join. It's like a link in a chain. You can't do it with a broken chain. You've got to all do it together. And that's how we're going to get this country back. And we will get it back. Because if we are confident, we're going to get it back. Because the Constitution is ours. This is our country, our Constitution, and it's our culture that these scumbags in the EU are trying to and take away all our freedoms, all our liberties, and our Constitution. It's not going to happen. But all you've got to do, as the masses, the people en masse, you've got to back the patriots who've been doing this a long time, and there's many groups who approach it from many different angles. But they're all good in their own right. They do it different to us, we do it different to them. But collectively, we all believe in the same thing, and that's the Constitution. So it doesn't matter how many different angles you approach it from, it's going to get done. If one fails, the other one won't. So you won't be hearing us dissing anybody for doing it a different way than what we're doing it. But as long as the job gets done, I ain't bothered which way it gets done. As long as we get this country back, that's all I'm bothered about. But I know Article 61, lawful rebellion, is the one that's proven. It's the one that's always come through for the people. It was signed by the monarchy, Magna Carta was, that was part of it. What you don't realise is, these people have already got our Queen in the pocket. They've already got our Queen in the pocket. And now they're coming for the Constitution. Your rights, your liberties, your freedoms. And mine as well. But the question is, what are we going to do about it? Have we got the gonads to stand up to these people? Which I believe we have. Or are we just going to sit back and just sit there up a corner and wait to be enslaved? Because I know I'm not. We can do this, guys. 100% can do this. We'll be down in London. We're going to meet Simon on Saturday. There'll be others down in London. We need everybody down in London. 17.4, if possible. People who we know we're not going to get that, but if you don't ask, you don't get. But we need as many as possible that signed or ticked that box to say, yes, I want to leave the EU. Because what else is happening is the Remainers are getting all the publicity through mainstream media, as I call them now. I don't call them mainstream, I call them Remainstream media. Through the mainstream media, they are getting all the press. So the masses are not seeing what we do. But we've got to make sure that they see it. We've got to get out there more often. If you can't make London, go in your own areas. Make some noise in the street. Shout it loud and proud that you want Brexit. Still want Brexit. Boris is still laughing and joking. He ain't going to resign, as far as I know. So let's back the guy. Let's give him a chance. Because it's the best chance we've got. Because I'm sure the majority of you watching on here don't want Corbyn. With the worst thing you could ever have. You don't want a socialist government. Be like going back to 1939 Nazi Germany, if he gets in. Is that what you all want for your kids? Because it ain't what I want for mine. We've got to be sensible here, guys. You've got to look at it, put your sensible heads on. Nobody's asking you to go out there and kick off and start fighting and going into full law. You know, we want you to go into full lawful rebellion, but we don't want you to go in there smashing stuff up and everything. You can do it peacefully. You've got the law on your side. You've got the monarch on your side. But unfortunately, she's been got at and she's lost a lot of her powers. But the Constitution hasn't. They try and tell you that he has. And they'll tell you that all day long. It's like if you look at, just for talking's sake, the Archbishop's translation of the Magna Carta back in the day when it was no agendas, nothing, just as it was, the truth as it was. You look at more recent translations of the Magna Carta, they leave a hell of a lot out, or they change the wording so it looks like you can't do as much as you actually can. That's done by design to put you off. You've got to start looking through the cracks and look beyond, because Like this young girl who's out there now blabbering, whatever her name is, Greta or Gretna, whatever her name is. She's the same. They're using the same tactics they did in 1930s in Nazi Germany. Little girls blasting, saying what they want to say. They've all been given scripts. She's got pictures with George Soros and everybody. So you're telling me she ain't on their payroll? Because I'm telling you she is. You need to take the rose-tinted glasses off and come into the real world. These people, it's all being done by design. All being done by design. And people can't see. All your films that are made, 1984, all these Eyes Wide Shut. It's all telling you what they want to do, what they're doing. But now, where them was made in secret a few years back, they're doing it in the open now. Like I said to you the other day, they're telling people that it's great. The best way to cure climate change is eat human flesh. Are you for real? These people fucking real. And because people get used to it, when they start putting human flesh in the food, people won't bat an eyelid. Instead of saying, whoa, hang on, that's wrong. That ain't happening. Let's get all this food tested to make sure it ain't happening. Same as with all these chemtrails, etc. 5G. You get all these people come, oh, it's bullshit, it's bullshit. It's not bullshit. These people, a lot of them, are put there for that reason. Just check out Agenda 21, Agenda 30. We've been doing this for years. We've been telling you about these things for years. We know people are just waking up. Because how do you think we felt when we woke up? When I woke up 10 years ago, I couldn't believe what I was waking up to. I thought I woke up in a nightmare. I thought I was still asleep. Just couldn't believe what was actually going on. But the good thing about it is, once you are awake, you can't go back to sleep. It's impossible. So the more people we can wake up, the better chance we've got. But it's not doom and gloom, guys, at all. We can do this, and we will do it. Because you've got good people who don't give a flying about what this government think of us and how many threats they put on us. Because, like I said, I'd rather go down standing up fighting than on my knees begging. And that's what I'm going to be doing. And I know I've got some good patriots already who's going to do exactly the same. All we're waiting for now is you guys, the masses. That's all we're waiting for. Because we can take this country back for you and your kids and your grandkids. And we can secure them all a happy, secure, fun future. A lot better than they're going to have under Macron and Co. And Merkel. The Fourth Reich. Because that's what you're going to be entering. If you're not sure, if you're not sure on what we're saying, just go on YouTube and look it all up. Check out all these declarations. Barcelona Declaration, Maastricht Treaty, Lisbon Treaty. There's that many. And then you've got Agenda 21, Agenda 30. There's so much to reel off in one go, but there's that much stuff. The Barcelona Declaration, you've got the Clarke Plan, the Balfour Treaty. There's that much stuff. This has been going on for over 100 years. Well, a lot longer than that, but 100 years where it's actually been proper documented, where we've been able to get at. And we've got your interest at heart. Because we don't want to see you like in the film 1984. And that's where we're heading. Sorry, we are doing this. What you want about, knife? Sorry, we are doing what? It's alright, I've missed some by the looks of it. Oh, okay. I'll leave it to it. Yes, so basically, and Jenny's just mentioned there, the Islamic calendar. That's another thing. If you knew about, you pull your hair out. That's took a lot of it down. When we research it all on the line, obviously, people only want to look at the facts for what they've done. They've took the facts down. When you type in now, Islamic calendar 2020, 500 jihad, it'll come up Islamic calendar 2020, and then it'll have 500 jihad, and that's crossed out. It's missing. So I've took it off. But trust me, there's a lot that's going to happen in this country if we don't seriously wake it up and do something about it. Because this government are just going to put it all in the mixing pot. And when it all kicks off, if we don't rise up and do something about it, and we leave it and leave it and leave it, we are going to be in the shit. And then this government's going to mix it all in a big pot, wait for it to put the light to it, wait for it to go boom, and they'll all disappear for 6 to 12 months or 2 years while it all kicks off. And then when it's all done and dusted and the winners come, whoever wins it, they're going to come back and roll the roost over whatever's left. It's been planned. And we've all been sleepwalking into oblivion. That's what's happened, guys. But the good thing is, it's not too late to stop all this Islamic calendar stuff and everything else. If we all rise up as one, as the people we should be, and take our country back from tyranny, corruption and treason. We've really got to wake up, guys, because, like I said, we need you. We ain't scared, but we can't do it with the few numbers we got. We need the masses on our side. We need you. Your country needs you. Your kids, your grandkids and your future generations, they need you, guys, to put your big boy and girl pants on and join the fight with the rest of us patriots. You'll be more than welcome. And like we've said, we're not bothered if you're Chinese, if you're black, if you're Asian, even if you're Muslim. We're not bothered. As long as you are for the Constitution and you believe in your Constitution and you love this country, then come and stand with us. Can't be no fairer than that. It's not a racist thing. We're not racist. But what we are is we love our country. We love our kids. And we want a secure, happy future for them. And you're not going to get it with the EU. All you're going to get is them brought up just like Adolf Hitler Youth. And when they're 16, 17, they're going to be conscripted into the EU army. And they'll be deployed all over the place. And they don't give a fuck in that government if you get a letter tomorrow saying your son or daughter's been killed. Do they? They don't give a monkeys. Because it'll favour their war effort. But it ain't what I want. I don't want to see anybody's kid have to go out there under conscription and murdered and killed, because that's what happens. That's what they're doing. They're sending them to the death because they don't care. As long as they want to go in Iraq, Iran, wherever it is they're going to fight next or again, they ain't bothered. They'll send your kids. They won't send their own kids. Their own kids won't be going. Mark my words. When was the last time you heard recent times where a politician, because the majority of them ain't got kids, that's why, because they're handpicked. So they've got no empathy and compassion. When are you going to wake up, guys? It feels like we're bashing our heads together. And it's like we're screaming down into the abyss. And nobody's listening. You can't have that many things go on and on and on and on and on, without saying you can't see it now. What's happened today, that should have woke the whole of the country up. And I'm going to be honest. And anybody who ain't awake now who doesn't know it, I don't believe you. I think you're bottling it. The people who are still sitting on the fence now, you've got to be bottling it. Lose the fear. There's nothing to be frightened of, guys. Our country's going down the shitter. And nobody seems to want to do anything about it. Well, you're going to have to do something about it, because you ain't going to have a choice. Let's put it that way. Because one or two things is going to happen. You're either going to stand up and get your country back, get our country back, or we're going to sit on our asses and we're going to do nothing, and then we're all going to be enslaved. But either way, you ain't going to like the outcome of being enslaved. Trust me, you ain't going to like it. But it's down to every individual. You've all got the choice. But I know which choice I'm going to make. I ain't going to let my kids down. I ain't going to let your kids down. I'm going to fight for all of our kids so they can have a happy future. I ain't bothered about my future now. You know. Even if I was 20, I wouldn't give a toss about my future. I'd want to worry about all our futures. Because it involves us all. We used to be a nation to be revered all around the world. Russia, America, everybody revered the British because we had the bulldog fighting spirit. Where's it gone, guys? Where's it been gone? Because I ain't seen it for years. I've seen it on here right now with the people who are watching, and I've seen it in my own circle of what as we call the right. I've seen it. But en masse, as a whole, as a nation, it's gone. I despair of what's going on. And if we don't book our ideas up, we ain't going to have a country, guys. We're not going to have a country. So please, I implore you all, Saturday, London, Operation Zulu, get yourselves there. Let's show them that we can get out there in force. We ain't going away. We are going to get Brexit. We are coming for them under Article 61, lawful rebellion. We are going to deal with every single one of you traitors, because you have gone against democracy. You've gone against our constitution, and we are going to deal with you lawfully and legally, but you will be dealt with properly in a court. And everybody's laughing now, but these courts ain't going to be tyrannous and corrupt for much longer, because they can be dealt with as well under Article 61. The whole lot can, because when a government and a judicial system becomes corrupt and tyrannous, that's when you can rise up and distress them in any way you can until you get regress and they come back into honour. This is what people are not understanding. You've got the full weight of your constitution and the law of this land behind you, and the monarch. She is waiting for us to free her from these chains that these have got her locked into. And have had. Sorry guys. And have had since probably a coronation. But it's down to us, guys. It's down to every single one of us. So, pledge your allegiance to your country. Get the forms. Article 61, lawful rebellion. Angela Verdon, as I think Emma's going to start doing, Emma Ward. There's one PDF, I think it's on the CMW page, on our Facebook page. You can go and download it from there. Get them printed off, get them sent off, recorded delivery, get yourselves in lawful rebellion, get yourselves protecting for the upcoming events that are coming, because it's going to affect you, whether you like it or not. It's just how much you want to fight for it. I will see you all on Saturday. Nathan is going live tomorrow with Simon Bean. I think it's 9 o'clock, I'm not sure. So tune into those two. I'll speak to you soon. Have a great week. I'll see you all on Saturday. Me and Nathan will, along with the vets. So please come along, guys. It's not what it looks like when you go on these marches. They are peaceful. It's not us that kicks off. And let's go. We can do this. No, it's an end of ever. Let's take back control of this country. Your constitution is the solution. I'll speak to you all soon. Here's my hand, here's my heart. Love every single one of you guys. Stay safe, and I'll speak to you all soon.